doing? Welcome into another edition of Insomnia Maniacs Tarot. Of course, it's not nighttime, but we'll call this the early bird edition. So hi, beautiful people. Happy Saturday. I hope y'all slept well last night. I hope y'all were able to get some rest. Maybe y'all are able to take it easy today. I know for some of us here, it's holiday weekend, at least here in the United States. It's Memorial Weekend, so some of us are taking it easy, maybe going to the beach, traveling, getting a little crazy, maybe even having a barbecue or two or three. And maybe even some liquor to go with it. Hi, Bonnie. How you doing, sweetheart? Hi, Catherine. How are you, gorgeous? Good morning, Bob. I'm happy you could join me, baby. I know it's early in the morning for you. It's like I think you're just asking for punishment from me. Oh, laying in bed watching me, huh? Hey, I like it. Laying in bed, you know, maybe one of these days I'll get up the courage to actually lay in my own bed and stream one day just to see. But then, of course, that's when I really would get all them perverts in here acting a fool. Hi, beautiful Hershey. How you doing, girlfriend? Did you come back to play some more Whack-A-Troll with me? I wish you had stuck around last night, Hershey, because they was coming in left and right. Some of them were getting a little carried away, in fact. 6 a.m., you've been up for an hour. Wow. Well, I appreciate you being here with me, Bob. You're such a great help to me, baby. So, much love. It's your birthday weekend. Oh my goodness, Hershey. What are we, 21 again? Wow, Bonnie. You had a baby today 35 years ago. So your baby's almost as old as me. That's crazy. Well, happy birthday to your baby. You know, even though I know they're not a baby, but they'll always be your baby. Yeah, you missed it last night, Hershey. But honey, hey, I understand. I know you're on a different sleep schedule from me, so happy birthday to you, girlfriend. What you got planned for the weekend? You gonna get yourself in trouble? Or are you trying to keep yourself out of trouble? It's cool and completely cloudy. Wow. I think the sun's peeking out over here, but, you know, it seems like it's cloudy 1 minute, the next minute the sun comes back out. So it's always something different. At least I noticed the weather just living like almost 2 hours away from my old house. It's definitely different. I would never think that the weather would be that much different just living a couple hours away, but it seems like it rains more over here, which is just throws me off. Can I put Teddy in a bow tie? You know, honey, if I find me a bow tie, I will. I'll have to go look for one. I don't know if there's... I'd have to find an actual tie to probably fit around his neck too, though. But I know y'all keep wanting to dress up Teddy. Gulf breeze. Yeah, Catherine, that's the best. Especially if you're right next to the ocean. But here, it would be coming off the Atlantic. Because I'm on the South Carolina side of Georgia. I'm almost to the South Carolina border, in fact. You're still waiting for Teddy to give you a wink? Well, I'm sure before long he will. Yeah, because you're in, you're in Florida right now, right, Hershey? Because you're with, Mosaic. Are you gonna stay there, Hershey, or are you gonna move back to, Texas with, oh gosh, what's his face? You're at the Lake Ozark in Missouri condo. Sweet Catherine. I wish I was at a condo. I'd love to be at a beach right now. I've never been to Missouri. It sounds pretty sad. It's not like, I never thought of having to travel around the country to all the different states, but the only states I've ever been to outside of California and Nevada is, here in Florida and the Carolinas, and that's the extent of my travel. Well, and then I've been to Alabama and Tennessee once. There you go, Hershey. There's a couple of trolls for you. Really, Bonnie? That would be cool to go to a festival. And this be the time of year, because obviously, it being the start of the summer here for us. It's like the kickoff season for summer. Yeah, she can be quick. He'll take a back seat and let Hershey have some fun. Okay, honey. So what's the gravy, y'all? What's the news? I don't know why Spirit told me to pull out this deck, but they did, so I'm going to trust them. Born and raised in Louisiana. Yeah, I've never been to Louisiana. It's like I don't get out much, apparently. SOS. Distress. Act with urgency. Assistance needed. Uh-oh. What y'all got going on? What are y'all distressed about? Well, I feel like whatever you're distressed about, worrying about, it's not going to last long, because Spirit showing me that you're going to get a lucky break. I know. I got to get me out more. You're right. I've been cooped up in my house a little too much. Oh, I hate to hear that, Catherine. Oh, you like my nails, Hershey? Yeah, it does match with my necklace. That was the first thing I thought when I originally started getting them done again, was the color. I thought of my necklace. Hello, Lalo, how you doing? You wrote a song today. Did you, Bonnie? I'd love to hear it. I feel like y'all been being creative here lately. At least that's what my tarot was telling me. Warning signs. Well, really, Spirit. Red flagged, warning signs, take heed. Risky situation. And this feels like this involves someone else. Someone thinks they're an important person in your life, but I just get the feeling they're not as important as they think they are. As they try and play like they are. This being at the bottom of the deck, key player. It's like you're the key player of your life, but for whatever reason, I'm just getting an energy around someone that this person feels like they're the center of your life, or they should be. It's like, and you're just like, yeah, you wish. That's the kind of energy I just got. Ugh. Oh, thank you, honey. I'm gravy. I'm gravy. Thank you for asking. I'm glad y'all are well, too. Yep. Y'all fed up with something or someone. Over it, not having it, frustrated. Ooh. And this seems like this is a romantic relationship. Because I get lipstick evidence at the bottom. Ugh. So, if y'all have had concerns that someone might be not treating you right or not being loyal, I guess this is your confirmation right here. And you're fed up and over it. I feel like maybe if you probably already know this, though. I don't feel like this is news to you, whoever this is for. Oh, what else, Spirit? I ain't gonna stay in this low vibrational energy for long. I don't like it. It drains me too quickly. Yep. Here you are. Someone's tiptoeing. Spirit just confirmed it with another one. Tiptoeing. Avoiding getting caught. Acting shady. Sneaking around. Yeah, I feel like someone is acting shady. Sneaking around. They're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Make you think it's one way when it's actually something completely different. And I get the energy of like someone trying to play that victim card on you, like trying to make it seem like it's your fault for their shady ways. So be careful of that kind of energy too. They are no good. High loose. What else, Spirit? I'll pull a couple more. And then I'm going to get into this other deck that I think at least is normally more positive. Lift off. Yeah, I feel like some of y'all are fixing to lift off. Y'all are fixing to reach y'all's goal. Fast action. Progression forward. The wait is over. I get a lot of abundant energy here. I get like a lot of things working in your favor. Fast moving forward, positive movement. So I feel like if you've been feeling like you've been stuck lately, I feel like you're getting ready to be unstuck. I feel like wherever you felt like there were roadblocks standing in your way, I feel like those roadblocks are fixing to be lifted. I like that energy. Yep. All right. Last one. Someone wants to wine and dine you. Courtship, consistently dating, romance and passion. Hey, Hershey. You got someone want to take you out? Girlfriend for your birthday? Someone I feel like might be taking you out, treating you. That's beautiful. Hey, I want to know his name though. When you find out who this is. This is for you. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's see. I want to get into this keywords. I do like this keyword card. Or lies. What do you mean, honey? You want to know their name too? Well, you know, beautiful. Nobody can come and ask you out unless you get out of the house too, girlfriend. Get out a little more, especially in Florida. At least you're, you know, near the water, or at least closer to the ocean than I am. I'd be walking down all them beaches, checking out all the good-looking guys. My big lawn. So, all right, beautiful people. What other messages, keywords? Sure, cheeky. My readings are $30 US. All right, Spirit. What keywords? Home. And I get shelter from the storm, safe place, rest, recovery, a place you feel in, a place you feel in control, property, and domain. Yeah, this feels like home away from home. I feel like this isn't your home, even though I'm not saying that your home isn't, you know, a nice place to be in. But I feel like this is like your home away from home. This is like a place you feel comfortable in, where you can take, you know, your shoes off and feel relaxed like you would in your own home. Maybe even you might feel more comfortable even in this person's house than being at your own house. Like I pick up on someone's energy, like there might be some toxicity at your own house. So it's like you try and get away. You look for an escape, so you go over to this person's house instead. Which, hey, I don't blame you, girlfriend. I'd be running too. No, you don't wanna. Oh yeah, there's a lot of places in Florida get in trouble. I haven't been to Florida in years myself, but okay, Hershey. We'll go out and have some fun. It's nice to be where you're at, girlfriend. Especially if the weather's nice and it's not so ungodly hot. That I do know. I remember this card came out last night, too. Next keyword is bed. Intimate times, restful slumber, deep personal connection, home security, dreaming. So, even cheating's on here. I don't feel like this is about that. But I do feel like wherever this home is, whether this is your home, I feel like this could even be, whether this is like another friend's home, or this could even be like a person you're dating, you're in a relationship with, who you don't live with. I feel like it's a very nice, intimate place for you where you feel secure. Like, I feel like even though it may not be the nicest place to live, but I get the energy of, you know, you feel very secure and safe in this person's arms, like being in their presence. There's a big safety, a feel good safety. You hear some drinks calling you? Well, have some drinks, girlfriend. Enjoy it. Just stay out of trouble. Next one. Keyword is turtle. Peace, resolution, protection, fertility, persistence, determination, patience, pace yourself, taking life slow, feel at home anywhere, emotional strength, remain true to your path. Yeah, I feel like this is a place of peace. And, you know, like there's this sea turtle in it. You know, for those of y'all who even live near the ocean or maybe even near the lake. I know one of y'all mentioned y'all are at a condo near a lake. I feel like this is where you gain a lot of peace and even clarity. Where I feel like, you know, where maybe you may have felt stuck lately. You've been gaining more clarity going to this peaceful place that's surrounded by water. That's what I do pick up there. What else, Spirit? Let's see. Oh no. Next one is kite. Situation. Blowing in fragile, pretty, tangled reminders. Yeah, I feel like there's a situation that needs your attention. This involves someone else in your close circle. Why am I getting the energy of like somebody walking on eggshells? Like maybe this relationship, friendship, this can even be a family member where things aren't on firm foundation, where maybe there's been a crack in your relationship lately. So I feel like spirits want you to work on this, you know, give it another chance, you know, allow, you know, time to give y'all both time away from each other. Try not to rush things so y'all can like think things through so that maybe hopefully you can be able to put y'all's relationship back together. This feels like a family relationship, some type of family dynamic. Yeah, Nate. Demons like you, huh? Thanks for pointing yourself out as a demon. Bye-bye. One more, spirit. Next one is ball. Game player, let's play, dropping the ball, colorful, making the most of a situation by inflating it, bounce back, the ball was in your court. And the two words are the ones at the bottom that stand out to me. Bounce back and the ball's in your court. So if you're getting into the energy of feeling like you can't live your own life, like I get from some of y'all that someone's been kind of like criticizing the way you've been living your life lately. Well, you know, it's none of their business, right? And so I feel like Spirit's trying to remind you, it's like it's not their call. You know, they don't get to dictate what you do with your life. That's with you. So, and this is where you have the power of your own life and, you know, who you allow to have in it. So the ball's in your court to decide who deserves a place in your life and who doesn't. Because for some, not everyone deserves to stay in your life. Hi, Lisa. How you doing, sweetheart? All right. One more, spirit. And then I'm going to pull out my other deck before I get into this tarot. Ooh. Alligator. Next keyword and last final keyword. Stealth. Swift. Take a big bite out of life. Good fortune. Dynamic. Primal instincts. Ancient wisdom. Move quietly but strike with great force. Yeah, I get the feeling like some of y'all are keeping things close to y'all's chest. I feel like some of y'all been working on something that's not known. You've been keeping it close to your chest. For someone, this is a project. For another person, this feels like a business. Like someone start in the beginning stages of the game plan for starting your own business. So, but you haven't let the cat out of the bag yet. But I feel like that this business, this project that you're working on, it's going to take off. I do get great success with this. So if you've been thinking about starting a business and wondering if it's going to be successful, Spirit showing me, because it's going to be, because I get good fortune on here. Why don't you go Google that? Something Ray. Have a nice life and good luck with that. All right. Hi, DM. How you doing, baby? All right. Spiritual symbols. Get into this real quickly. Have you been catching up on your rest, DM? I hope so, baby. Hi, Judith. How you doing, sweetheart? Well, yeah, I did have some good dreams while they lasted. My cat woke me up, making a ruckus again around the house. Oh, Judith, Bob is waiting for his breakfast, sweetheart. Me and Judith are over here looking at each other. Hey, it's like almost dinner time over here. Are you working today, DM? Good morning, you're hungry? Yeah, I haven't been awake long enough to get hungry just yet myself. Yeah, honey, I need to get some sleep. I hope you did too. I know you said you had a couple of showings today. So are you done with your showings? You are working today? The usual grind? Well, yeah, I hear you, baby. Same here with me right now. Oh, go figure. That's why he's not here. You done with the showings? Well, hopefully someone is interested. So that way at least you know where you stand. Especially once the new owner buys it. Hi, Karen. How you doing, honey? All right. Spiritual symbols. Spirit, what you got? Cautious. Beware of hidden intentions and underlying motives. So, if y'all been curious or feel like you need to walk with caution, it's kind of crazy. It's like Spirit's coming in confirming from the other deck. I said to be cautious. You know, like you need to be cautious walking on eggshells around someone. Here's your sign, confirmation. So be cautious. If someone's just giving you that feeling to not trust them, they're not being straightforward with you, you know, whatever this is, it tells you that maybe you need to like head the exit and go the other direction. I would say really pay attention and trust yourself. Don't ignore it. Because Spirit just had two different cards come out now, saying pretty much the same thing. All right, Spirit, what else? Next one is, no, thank you, DM. Weapons, reconciliation, think things through. Be careful of risky investments and people. Gather info about surroundings and people. So, again, how this one says cautious. Well, this one says be careful of risky investments and even people. So, walk with some extra caution, beautiful people. You know, make sure you do your homework before you go jumping in, making, you know, a rash decision that you hadn't had a chance to think through, to do, you know, to analyze, do some research before taking that risk. Especially when it comes to your money, honey. People are popping in your apartment. What do you mean, Bonnie? People are just dropping in. What else, Spirit? Show me. Horseshoe. Luck will pass you by. Disappointed. Disconnections with others. Mistakes. You will have to stand up to someone. Well, someone might be disappointed with someone in a connection they made. Or maybe this is even like what I've been reading on the last couple nights about a connection y'all have with someone. Like there's a disappointment because things have gone south or things don't seem to be as strong or as stable as they once were over a disagreement of some kind. So, you know, I feel like things will start to iron out if you put forth, you know, the time and tender to this relationship. If you have the willingness to want to try and work this out. I feel like not for everybody's going to want to work on whatever this connection is, whether that's family, friends, or a romantic connection of some kind. Just, you know, take it one day at a time, beautiful people. Don't put a lot of stress on yourself or pressure. Better word. As you will get the key, because the next one is key. New opportunities and connections. Opening. Assess, finding a solution, brainstorming new ideas, and seek advice. So I feel like y'all will get the key to new insights, new opportunities. For someone, this is going to be a lesson learned. Like I feel like this is like a karmic lesson you're meant to learn. So even if you've gotten into a relationship where you feel like you've been disappointed, I feel like you were meant to, because Spirit was lining you up for something better, for something or someone even better who's meant to walk this full life with you and not just part of the way. So be careful where you step, beautiful people. Don't get your hopes up too. All right, one more, Spirit. And then we'll look at some other things. Arrow. Mortality. Protection. Focused. Peace. Ideas. Alliances. Speed. Determination. Growth mindset. Well, I feel like this is all about being protected from the same things that I just spoke about. But this is also to challenge you to be more determined, to set you up like for the next target. Like you see how she's holding, you know, a bow and arrow, and she's fixing to fire the arrow, like X marks the spot. I feel like you're going to meet your target, what you're intending towards. So if you've ever been doubting again yourself, doubting you're not going to be successful in what you're doing or in this connection, wherever this is in your life, Spirit's saying, stop doubting yourself. Try again. No more opportunities are coming towards you. As long as you focus, because you are protected from what doesn't and what won't serve you. All right, beautiful people. Hi, Matthew. Now let me get into this general tarot spread I pulled for y'all. Let's see. So, beautiful people. This is a general collective. So this is for anyone who's here. Doesn't matter your zodiac sign. It's a general collective. It's not a personal reading. So all the messages may not resonate. Take what resonates and leave behind the rest. If something doesn't fit, please don't force it to fit. Leave behind for the next person. Okay. Cooking and relaxing, mostly with your leg up. Well, hopefully you're feeling better, Karen. Okay. I pulled from another deck. So, messages from spirit guides real quickly. And then I'll go over the tarot and a couple oracle cards I pulled. The now. Spirits want you to be in the here and now. Be in the present moment. Stop worrying about what happened yesterday or what, hasn't happened in tomorrow or next week or next month. It's the here and now. And put more attention in being in the present moment instead of, focusing all your time and energy worrying about yesterday or worrying about things that haven't taken place yet. Okay? Be more present. Appreciate the present moment. Because if not, if you, take it for granted, then you might miss out on some great opportunities while you, overlooked others. And the next one is choose who you are becoming. Beautiful people, decide that person you want to be or the person you're becoming. Again, like how I said earlier, stop allowing others dictate your life and where you're supposed to be or where you're going. You need to choose for yourself. Choose the person you're becoming. Choose the life for yourself. And be bold in it. Be brave. Don't worry about what other people have to say about it. Don't allow other people with their criticism of you to stop you from becoming the person you want to be or having the life you want to have. It's your life. You're supposed to live it and live it to the best of your ability and what makes you happy, not what makes everyone else happy. So be present and do what makes you happy. Choose for yourself where you're going and what you're wanting to do, not what everyone else wants for you. The next one is step ahead is all you need. And this is all about just taking one step at a time. Don't rush it. Don't jump steps just to get to the other side quicker. Don't make any shortcuts. That's where you might make mistakes. Take it one gradual step at a time. Like the saying, be in the moment. Well, be in the moment with each step instead of just overlooking those steps. That's not living in the present. That's kind of rushing, like rushing life to pass you by. And while you're rushing, your, days, hours, weeks, months, even years by, you might miss some of the most important and some of the most beautiful times of your life, or that will be, or could become, while you're too busy focusing on trying to get to next week. Only live right here and now. Be in gratitude over it. And the last one is rise. Rise to the occasion. Rise like the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Again, if you've gone down, some difficult roads and, if it kind of has left you maybe not wanting to get up, get out of bed, maybe it's left you depressed, or maybe you just feel hopeless right now. It's okay to, not, be okay every day, but don't allow yourself to live there. You still got to get up and try again. And when you do that and you believe in yourself, that's when you will rise. This is all about persevering, being resilient, rising to the occasion. Rise like that beautiful phoenix. Hi, Debs. How you doing, honey? The cream rises to the top. Huh? Wow, Debs. All right, beautiful people. So, for the tarot, the overall energy theme of this reading is surrounding a decision you got to make because you're at a fork in the road. And I feel like this involves some type of project you're working on. Could even be your career. It could even involve your finances. I don't feel like, but maybe for a select few of you, it involves a relationship. I feel like this is more, about where you're going with your career, with a project, like something you've been working on to want to build on. Like I get for someone, this is someone that's trying to gain greater knowledge. Like someone who's been maybe possibly going to school, getting a degree, and now you're looking at making your next moves. Not sure which direction to go in, using that degree, as I feel like for some of y'all, or at least for one person, what you went to school for is not what you're actually planning on going into as far as career. So I see you here in this page of Pentacles. So this is you. You've already made the investment in yourself, and the investment in your education, or even taking some type of classes to get ahead in life, to chart out your future. But I feel like some of y'all are kind of like getting lost in your heads. You keep second guessing your decision here. Like you feel like whatever decision you made here, whether this is for your career or this could even been just something involving just your money altogether. You're second guessing yourself, and you keep overthinking it with this Eight of Swords. This being in your recent past energy. So if you're if you're really doubting yourself, Spirit's saying don't. It's too soon to doubt yourself. It's too soon to say that, you're not going to be um, productive, with whatever degree or whatever career path you're going at or whatever this project entails. I just feel like you are getting ahead of yourself. Like you're counting yourself out before you've even begun. Because Spirit's wanting you to be in this Queen of Swords energy right now. And the Queen of Swords is all about using their logic and their experience, their wisdom. Use the knowledge you've been given. Use, everything you've gained up to this point. Whether it's, been an education, or maybe this is just overall life experience. Or the experience you have obtained even with just living day-to-day life. This involves like some type of hobby that I feel like for someone you're wanting to turn it into some type of like side hustle, business like. And so Spirit's saying to trust yourself. Um, but if you are looking for someone else to kind of like help you or to be supportive of you, you also need to be clear about what it is you want. Um, don't be afraid to speak up for yourself, and don't be afraid to also be passionate and be clear in what you say to people. Don't be afraid that you're going to piss people off, is the energy I'm getting. Spirit's wanting you to have a leap of faith here, but most importantly, have a leap of faith in the universe, but have faith in yourself that you are this Queen of Swords. And if people aren't going to treat you right, or if people aren't going to be able to respect you for the person you are becoming or the field you're going into, you know, let them go. Use that, sword that the Queen of Swords has. Cut it away, because you're coming with truth. And, your truth is your truth. What others speak about you doesn't make it true. It's just an opinion. It's how you feel about yourself. And as long as you believe and stay determined and stay focused, I feel like you will get to the other side of this. Does this mean that this road's going to be easy for you? No. The Spirit's showing me it's not going to be easy. There's going to be challenges. There's even probably going to be some competition out there because I get the Five of Swords here, and this is all about competition, but it's also a card. Sometimes I read it as competition, but other times it comes across as the energy of um, someone that feels like they have to win at all cost. And sometimes them trying to win ends up turning fruitless. So don't go to bat over something unless you're sure of yourself as being sure of a victory here. Though I do feel like you will have something great to celebrate here on this path you're choosing. Because Spirit's showing me, the Four of Wands. And Four of Wands is all about, being successful, having something to celebrate. It's like bringing that trophy home or that award to show, your friends and family you did it. You made it. So don't be afraid to be proud of yourself. Even if you haven't achieved every single thing you want to achieve this far, it doesn't mean that it ends here. For many of y'all, it's just beginning. And that's what Spirit's showing me. You know, this road you're going down, um, it's just opening up for you. So maybe it won't be easy. Maybe people, you know, will not be on your side or not be as supportive to see you succeed in this. But there will be others there who are going to help uplift you, you know, and they're going to use, you as an example where you're going to inspire them. For, others who have been second guessing where they're at in their life, you're going to be the person who inspires them to want to go after their dreams, things that maybe they've forgotten about, or they feel like they left behind, or they couldn't go out there and try and put time and attention into because maybe, you know, they end up, having children at a young age or got married or something along that lines that kept them from being able to go down the same path you've been able to go down. But it doesn't mean that, you're not going to still have challenges along the way or people who are going to challenge you. I feel like even someone might try and challenge your authority. It's just a matter of you not allowing them to. So, because Spirit's saying right here, you're going to have people here who are going to even be cheering you on. Like, you're going to have your own cheerleading crowd here. So, for the ones who don't see you being that success story that, we all hope to see ourselves in, there will be others who will be there, who are going to see you in that light of success, those achievements, even if it's not always easy, as life isn't always going to be easy. It's not always meant to be easy, but as I always tell y'all, it's always worth it. It's always worth the risk and worth trying. But what's going to be the other challenge here is not losing your love and passion for this, whatever this is for you, this hobby, this career choice, whatever this is for your future that you're foreseeing, that you've been planning out. I feel like you might get lost along the way. You might lose your passion. And by self-sabotaging yourself, as, the lovers, can mean a relationship, but this can also mean love of yourself, love of your life. Not as in a person, but a project, something you're doing, something you have a lot of love and passion with. And I feel like you're going to have more people come along the way, who aren't present with you now, who are going to come, who are going to help you, where you may feel like you're losing your passion or your drive to keep going. They're going to come in at the right timing to remind you that you are more than what you give yourself credit for, that there is more opportunity. Maybe you don't have as much experience as some of the other people out here where you're in a field that maybe is very competitive, where, there's a lot that you have to um, handle and deal with. Maybe it's the marketing of yourself or being able to market your abilities. And no, not everybody might, choose you. but it doesn't mean that there's not a place for you in this path, in this road you're going down. But Spirit's showing me you may not be the most experienced, you know, as a page is a younger energy, inexperienced, but it doesn't mean you're any less worthy or incapable of having the same amount of success as others who have come before you, or others who may have gotten jumped off to a greater start than you. There's still a reason to have passion here, determination, be resilient, and also to not lose love or lose sight of why you're doing this. And that's what Spirit just put in my head. Don't lose sight of the love, of the passion you have for this thing, for this project, for this career choice you're making, for this business, whatever this is for you. And then don't criticize me, get lost. And then the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is all about positive energy, positive movement. This is a card about being able to see, Spirit, show me. Things coming at you all at once, yes, that can be overwhelming at times, but it's a good thing that you can be overwhelmed by. It's a card of positive forward movement, going in the right direction. Um, there's good stress and there's bad stress. I get this is a lot of good stress and this is a lot of good opportunities heading down your road. And it may mean that you're going to have someone that you might come into another partnership with. And this is Two of Cups here with it. This Two of Cups doesn't have to mean romantic. This can just be a friend that you meet along the way who's going to help you, that y'all share the same passions, the same interests, where y'all going to be able to feed ideas off of each other. That's going to help each other. Because I see them showing up as this Emperor. So I feel like this might be someone who might take the lead. Like maybe this is the person you start, a side hustle with, a side business with. And maybe you allow them to make more of the decisions, as you're not as confident in making those decisions as maybe this other person is. But I feel like it's going to be a powerful combination, because you're going to find your success, your abundance here with the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is all about having that success. Queen of Pentacles is like, you think of your mother, your grandmother, who's already, had their life, had their family, have had their careers, have been able to invest in their hobbies and dreams and so on. So you will come out of this very abundant. And I feel like you'll be charting out the path of, even for somebody out there, I get like some type of teacher or instructor. Like I feel like this is going to be a door that's going to open to one thing, but then down the road, you're going to find that you got a skill or a passion or a talent to be able to maybe teach the upcoming generation to follow in your footsteps. So it's going to be very successful. If you have any doubts, Spirit's even showing me here that no, you won't. I get that though this, as I said, it's not going to be easy with the Ten of Wands. This is the advice. It may not be easy, but it's not going to always be easy. It's not going to always be smooth sailing. Some things still have to happen to challenge us, to see how badly we want it. Because sometimes even Spirit, questions, do we want it bad enough? And sometimes we got to prove to them we want it bad enough. So I feel like you're going to have to drop some of those burdens, but that's where, like this Emperor, I feel like will help pick it up. That's going to create this solid foundation partnership that's going to help. That's going to open the doors to more opportunity. There's going to be a greater opportunity that comes behind it with the Ace of Pentacles. So this could even be someone who's going to be willing to invest maybe financially or supply the resources for this to take off from where, you've started at. The Spirit's asking you to trust yourself and also trust your partner. Um, be more creative in that way by trusting yourself and trusting your partner. As the high priestess is coming in here, right here. You know, the high priestess is one of psychic abilities, but it's also one of, you know, intuition, creativity. So you're going to be tapping more into your creative side. And that's going to bring a lot more success, a lot more joy as I get the sun here at the end. So be positive, be bold, you know, be willing to take a look at the risks you're taking. If you need someone to kind of help guide you, look to someone else who's already gone down this road too, is what Spirit is showing me. So maybe you might look for someone who's, you know, retired or semi-retired, who's already been down this road, and to get some extra advice, extra guidance, someone that, you know, would be willing to take you on, like, you know, and be your mentor, you know, to help you get your footing off the ground first until it gets started. And then once, you know, it gets started, then you'll come into more people who will also help guide you. And y'all will feed off of each other's ideas, not just this emperor energy. I don't feel like it's just going to be this emperor energy. There's going to be other people who are going to step forward. You're going to be coming in contact with, you're going to be doing business with people who are going to want to even maybe invest in this, and you know, not just be someone that, you know, you share ideas with, but maybe they want to make a financial investment as they, you know, um not just as someone who's looking for to help their retirement fund, but someone who's wanting just to help you because they believe in you. That's what I pick up. So if you've been looking for someone to invest, someone to who may have more resources than you, who has more knowledge, who's already been there, I feel like Spirit's bringing all those people forward. They're lining it up. Um, you just have to be brave and be bold and allow those people in. Because I feel like the possibilities are endless here. Because you're like this radiant fire. And with it, Spirit showing me this is all about inspiration. Because out of the first oracle cards I have here, this is the radiant fire. And it says, inspiration is one of the most profound gifts from your higher power you will ever receive. It's like being handed a magic acorn containing the blueprint for an extraordinary oak tree of meaning, adventure, transformation, and fulfillment. Your only job is to accept it, plant it, and tend to it in your field of dreams. Trust in the divine fire that burns in your heart and pay attention to the prompts from Source. That still small voice will tell you the next step on the path of your best life. Once you commit, things come together to help make it happen, regardless of any specific action on your part. This brilliant idea, this creative impulse, this joyful moment is a gift. So many people ignore it, thinking it will be too much work or that someone else is better suited for the task, but not you. Let this inspiration light your inner fire and keep tending to the flame. Feel the passion and optimism. Know that you are chosen for this unique path. So again, beautiful people, if you are doubting, like this card, you know, the red, you know, I think of flame, you know, the fire, just that deep passion within, you know, go deeper than that, you know, deeper than what any flame, you know, you've had burned before. But you might have to go outside and look to others for that inspiration. Or on those days that, you know, as I say, you know, I think we all have them where, you know, we may ask ourselves, is this really worth the headache? Is this worth the stress? Is this worth, you know, losing sleep over? Is this worth me not being able to have more time with my friends and family? If it's something that gives you overall happiness and fulfills you, you know, I would say yes. But I'm not you, beautiful people, either. It has to be that fire that burns deep within. It's like burns within your soul. Not just in your heart, but deep within your soul. Does this feel like your soul purpose, your soul calling? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. And to, like I said at the beginning, like some of y'all are second guessing this choice, this path you want to go down. Y'all keep second guessing this with this Eight of Swords, overthinking things. No, maybe you don't have the most experience and the most knowledge. But does that mean that you shouldn't have your own success, or that you're any less what's the word I'm looking for? Oh crap. Lack of a better word, Spirit. Help me out here. Lack of a better word, I'm just going to say that you should be any less blessed. No. In my view, no. Because the way I look at this is we all had to start somewhere, right? We all were brand new in our career, where we were going, whether it was us buying our first home, we didn't know what all entailed buying our first home until we went through the experience, right? And then maybe we end up buying a second home or a third home. Or, you know, we start, going to school and getting a degree in one area, and then we decide, well, maybe that's not for us, okay? That's okay. So we pivot and go into a different direction. Does that mean those first couple years where we were invested in one degree, was that fruitless? Was that a waste of time? No. But we wouldn't have known that. We've gotten some taste, some experience in the knowledge and gaining that knowledge. Maybe we did not necessarily get to put it into play, applying, our knowledge to gain that experience. But does that mean it wasn't worth it? No. Does that mean we're less, deserving? No. We all have to start somewhere. So I want y'all to remember that. If you doubt yourself, don't doubt yourself, please. I want y'all to believe and know you can do anything you put your mind to. Let that just be the thing, for, that starts your new week. You know, you're more than capable. You're able. Don't sit there and say that you'll do it tomorrow, next week. Why not start with today? You know, be in the here and now and rise. Rise to this. Because that's what Spirit really wants y'all to know. And even if it means you got to kiss, some roses or thorns along the way. Yeah, not all roses are going to give you a positive scent, because some could be dying. But doesn't mean that all roses are going to lead to decay. And we enjoy it while the time we have it. Because from one of my other decks, I get the Rose's Kiss. And this is, take a deep breath and center on the feeling of joy. Can you allow your senses to awaken and connect with your innate desire to experience all life has to offer? Pleasure is part of life. Let yourself surrender to it today. Our modern times often present a false ideal of how we are meant to experience the world. Connections are lost and distorted by our over-reliance on technology. Just look around and see how few people actually maintain eye contact or engage in conversation. Instead of tapping away at a screen, pause and consider how you can make some intimate contact. Connecting with nature, enjoying the sensual pleasures, or being aware of the sensations of taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound may be important right now. How do your sheets feel? Can you reach out and feel the heat and the softness of your companion animal nestled beside you? Be present to another person, see them, and let yourself be seen. So sometimes it means stop to smell the roses, as the saying goes, like be in the moment. And yeah, we might get, you know, poked by those thorns, but it's just a temporary cut. It doesn't mean we're going to bleed out, right? It doesn't mean we're going to stop, enjoying that rose, or we're going to suddenly hate roses because we got that one thorn that just, sliced our finger open. At least not for me, you know. I've been poked by them many times, and I still love them. So I think that's what it is about our overall life. But it's what we have our most passions in, what brings us joy, fulfillment, even fun, laughter, even something we could do with someone else that we can grow with, build something with, build a stronger foundation for our friendships, or look at it as family, something we can do, building those bonds stronger with our family members, whether that's our parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, whoever your family is to you. We don't just stop doing something just because it may temporarily hurt or hold us back for a moment. We still get back up and still want to try again and continue doing it. So don't allow those little roadblocks or those cuts or bruises be what holds you back or gets you down, or don't, to where you don't even want to get up and try. No, you may not be the most experienced, but it doesn't mean you aren't less deserving of someone else who has, more experience. That doesn't make you less deserving. You're just as deserving, you know. It's just a matter now you may have to prove it and earn your way to gaining other people's acknowledgement and respect for it. But don't we all, at some point in our life, somewhere, we've all had to come from that, a starting point. It's not the end point, but a starting point. The end is where we decide when we've had enough, or, until we retire, or it ends up, doing something else that maybe we have to change our career or our hobbies and interests. Could be due to health reasons or something else. It's until we decide, not by allowing others to decide for us, but wait until we decide that, it's not fulfilling for us anymore. So don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed by not having enough experience. Or maybe you don't have enough knowledge yet. That's okay too. You may not know all and everything there is to know. That's why we keep going back and doing more research, reading more, asking those questions, looking to others, who are in the same business or, have the same interest. Ask them for help and guidance. How did they overcome the obstacles? What got them through, those nights, those days that maybe they wanted to give up. I'm sure they can give you a lot of tips on how to stay positive, keep going. But it's not going to forever be fruitless, beautiful people. Don't allow anyone to tell you differently. Oh, you decided to show up, Eternal. Hey, hon. Yeah, he's hiding. Okay. Let me pull one card from this. Yeah. All right, Spirit. One more card from this one deck real quick. All right, Spirit, thanks. Okay. And look at what the card I pulled for y'all. All the diamonds in the sky. Like this is like blessings, abundance coming down. Like I feel like you're gonna be gifted a whole heck of a lot. Where you're gonna be favored. If you were ever doubting yourself, here it is. All the diamonds in the sky coming down to show you your dreams, to believe in them, to not question or doubt yourself or doubt your dreams or your passions. Ignite. Start. Even just, start a journal. Write stuff down. Take notes. You might even be having dreams that are showing you the next road to go down, or what's the next decision you should make, or where to put more of your time and attention into to creating this success, or so you can gain more experience. Just because you may not know it all or may not have enough experience doesn't mean that you're not worthy of still being successful like anyone else. So again, beautiful people, don't doubt that. Spirit keeps confirming it right here. All the diamonds in the sky. I like that. I think I've only seen this card once. Yep, hello people who came in late. And then for the angel card, I got Uriel. And this is, it's going to be okay. No matter what's happening, it's going to be okay. Everything is working out for you. The angels of light are shining upon you, your situation, and anyone involved. If you are feeling overwhelmed or anxious, know this is a reminder of how much you care about things turning out well. And they will turn out well. And the positive affirmation here is, thank you, Uriel, for helping me trust in the process. Thank you, Uriel, for helping me trust in the process. And that's what I have for y'all, beautiful people. For the general collective reading, so again, take what resonated, leave behind the rest. And if something didn't fit, don't force it to fit. Okay. Put this back. Well, thank you for stopping by, DM. It's always good to see you, honey. Dang, I feel like I got a frog in my throat. This over here. And here. Okay. That goes there. You're welcome, baby. It's good to see you, DM. Have a great great rest of your day, DM. See you later, baby. Dang, that was a big orb. Like, my orbs are just appearing on both sides of my walls now. Where did it go to? Oh, I got too many decks on this table. Oh. People got jokes. Well, enjoy your one, David. Have a good day. You know, Bob. Oh, it wasn't a little kid that maybe mommy got embarrassed by and, you know, got tired of him looking like a jackrabbit talking out of his behind. You know how those little kids act. Well, thank you, David. You too. Hi, Vic. All right. Yep. It is. It's still going strong. Most of those balloons always seem to last at least a couple weeks, if not longer. Like my birthday balloons from a couple months ago finally just started hitting the floor. So what are y'all up to today? Besides hanging out? I hear Wolfie meowing. Oh goodness, I have to go check on my cat. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I hear him. leave it to Wolfie to make a mess. Wolfie just spilled his food bowl all over the floor. And, I think he knocked his water bowl over too. Blessings. My lives are paid readings. So, if you want a reading, it's $30 US. So he just made a mess. No. Yeah, I have a few house cats. Well, I had a few, and then there's kittens. So, yeah, we do have some interesting conversations, don't we, Bob? Okay, Judith. Oh no, Lisa, why does your arm hurt, honey? Of course, we like to make fun of the trolls that come in here too, who think they're making a fool out of us, but I think we tend to show them they're making a fool out of themselves. um, Did you sleep on your arm wrong, Lisa? Did you do something strenuous with it? I always love people's perception of me. I looked bored or irritated. You know, I could care less what you think. See, if you don't like what you see on the other end of the screen, there's always the exit door. Or wait, my mouse will help you to it. You know, Lost West, learn some manners first. Second, I don't do free readings. Well, whether he's too young to be in here or not, his attitude didn't need to be like that. I don't know what you mean by private blessings, but my readings on here are $30. Private readings are more expensive. Lost West, I have PayPal, and I have Venmo and Zelle. I haven't started a new Cash App yet. I will. So, if you want a reading on my stream, it's $30. But if you want one privately, one-on-one, it's a lot more expensive. So you decide. And those readings I do at a different time. If it's private, one-on-one. It's kind of cold. I know. Well, Judith, hopefully see you back later, girlfriend. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. Through the afternoon. I haven't decided yet. You have nowhere else to be on a Sunday, Paul. Hey, baby. Starting to sound like me, baby, like you don't have a life. Wow. Hello, George. From India. You've had a life. Dang, Bob, you make it sound like your life's all over with, baby. And I know it's not. Hello, Shark Channel. From Africa. I don't know what that means, Paulie. You've done so much. It's nice to do nothing for a few years. Yeah, I can understand that too, Bob. It's probably why I probably wasn't complaining that much when I wasn't able to shoot pool for a little while. Because I think it kind of burned me out for a little while. That and bowling. So I do understand. It's nice to have a little break. Working on the cottage bit by bit. There just went another bright spirit orb. What all you been doing to your cottage, baby? Hmm. Don't you spam up my chat, Asmita. I suggest you learn some manners before you come in here acting like a fool. I don't understand what it is about people from that part of the world who have no manners. Most, not all, but most. Hi, Brown Bomb Show. How you doing, sweetheart? How's life treating you, honey? You doing good? So I don't have another 5-hour energy in here. I might have one in my purse without me having to go run out and get another one. Aw, love you too, honey. That's always good to say you. Yeah, it's Saturday. You leaving, Judith? Oh, Debs. You know, some people want to act like a fool. You know, the typical trolls. It always makes me laugh how some like to come in here and criticize me and what I do. It's like I don't see you on this side of the screen, so. You have left the building. Judith's like, I'm getting out of here before anybody else starts something. Well, thank you for coming in, Judith. So, Debs, I don't know, beautiful. Maybe you showed up right on time. Elvis lives. Hi, Alejandro. How you doing, baby? That's quite all right. What you up to today, Alejandro? Cute top. You like my sweater? This is my mama's sweater. Nice, Alejandro. Yeah, it is comfy. It's warm. I like it. I think it's a lot warmer than some of my hoodies I have. I gotta throw it in the washing machine again. I think my cat just laid all over it. But yeah, it's comfy. I like watermelon. Well, I should say I'm more picky about watermelon. If it's not really sweet, I don't much care for it, but so you got any plans for the weekend, Alejandro? Knowing that it's Memorial Weekend? Or are you just taking it easy? I'm sure there's a lot of things going on at the beach where you're at. Hopefully y'all been getting some good weather out there. Work and getting the pentacles up. That's what I like to hear, baby. You keep doing that. Are you still thinking about going to Jamaica? That's interesting, Polly. Beautiful weather. What's the temperature like right now? It looks like it's gonna rain here again. It seems like it's always crazy how I just live like about an hour and a half away, 2 hours away from where my old house was located, and how different the weather is from there to here. 75 and sunny with clear skies. Yeah, that's perfect weather out there then. Hello, Raven. It'd be nice to go walking on the beach when the weather's nice like that. As long as it's not too hot. That's the only time I don't want to be out there. Oh, here it comes again. Like, for my beautiful subscribers who know me well enough, the traffic is crazy on the weekends. J-Mac, I don't know who you are. You definitely ain't my friend from school. Especially talking like that. J Mac Dizzle. Is that what that is, Alejandro? More like more like, more with a sizzle. Oh, I'm so hurt by your comments. Let me go cry my eyes out. Get lost. Of course, Karen. Trolls already. Thank you, Christian. You know, they don't ever stop, Karen. They like to come in and start nonsense. You should go, you know, tell them go kick some more rocks. You know, maybe they'll grow another foot for someone to care. Because I don't. Isn't that the truth, Bob? I mean, there's always that, Karen. There's always got to be at least one of them. Or another one that, you know, has to make assumptions. Can we go like one stream without somebody needing to assume what my ethnicity is? Or act like they know? Because they don't know nothing. Focus on the positives, not the crazies. Christian, I do. I mean, I'm just, you know, it's always interesting to me because, like, some of the things that people come in here and say, it's like I try and give people the benefit of the doubt that maybe they just don't know. So, I'm trying to educate some of them. Oh. Actually, Raven, you did assume. So, you want to know how you assumed? You assumed by asking me specifically about a specific ethnicity instead of just being curious by asking the right way. That's assuming. Nope, I've never been to Canada. No, Raven, it's more than that. The fact that you assumed, and you assumed wrong. So let's get that clear for one. There's a difference in asking a question than assuming like you already know the answer. Which, again, wrong. Because you didn't know. You guessed wrong. I mean, the fact that, you know, can't seem to understand why my ethnicity matters, because you see, if I looked like my mama, you would have never asked me that question. Oh, but you assumed, Raven, because you asked specifically. So let's get that straight one more time. My ethnicity shouldn't matter. I'm a human being. Because let me make my points. You know, I'm going to show you just how wrong you are. And to make my points. If I looked like my mother, who's right here, you would have never asked me that question. So I try to understand, why does it matter? Because if I looked like her, you would have never asked me that. Try again. Yeah, that too. Everybody else knows. Hi, Retro. How you doing, honey? Thank you. It was my mama's. It's nice and comfy and warm. And you know, the fact that people say it don't matter. Yeah, it does matter. No, you're not just curious because you would have never asked. Obviously, Bob, they must think that way. Polly, a raffle for what? A game for people to pay to play. I suggest you clarify what you mean. And if that's the case, Polly, you gonna start off with that raffle? You're full from dinner, Catherine? Well, I'm happy to hear that, girlfriend. Dang, it is 6 o'clock. Wow. Those couple hours went by. I mean, you know, Polly, since you brought up the idea, why don't you start it at $10? And pay what? Pick a number on what? I'm still trying to understand what we're talking about. No, Bob, Polly's never paid for a reading. This is true, Catherine. You're right, beautiful. We all need that nourishment. Oh, it says the person who's broke, of course. So, you just have a suggestion for everyone else. I don't even know why you even bother. Yeah, well. Exactly, Karen. That's why they suggested it. There's that too, Bob. Yeah, Catherine. And mine, I do get drained when I read. And I notice it sometimes. Even sometimes right after I do the general collective, I notice my energy will get drained. I started, so. So it does wear on my body. And I think that's probably why I get so taxed. Come Sunday, like all my energy's gone, it seems like. But that's from me streaming the last 4 or 5 nights too. Retro Life. If you want to pay $30 US, I'll read for you. So I gotta figure out now what I'm gonna do, because I can't just keep going on doing what I've been doing. I know that, because I end up sleeping pretty much through most of the first day I'm off. Well, Retro Life, my readings aren't free. So this is my business. This is how I pay my bills. You know, it does cost money to run this channel and this stream. Hi, pasta. I know, Catherine. I mean, and it depends on what time I get done. On if I stream Sunday night / into Monday morning. I know it depends on how late I'm on here for. But usually, I notice by the time I get off, if I do end up working that Sunday, I end up sleeping, and I normally don't wake up till close to 9, 10 o'clock Monday night. So I end up sleeping for at least a good 12 hours. Bob, some people do. Most of them don't, though. They expect to come in here and everybody just answer their question, you know, which I always tell them, go read my bio. So, that's why I was trying to figure out, Catherine, about when I wanted to wait and do the memberships, because once I do start the memberships, it'll cut down on my streaming to where anybody after that, you know, at least halftime, they won't be able to watch me unless they have a membership, because that's how I'm going to be able to conserve some of my energy for that, so I can get more rest, because then I feel dragged when I come by Tuesday. I'm still half in and half out of it sometimes, and I don't feel like fully recharged until late Wednesday, midday Wednesday, when, you know, I finally feel energized enough to get to the rest of the things I need to get to. And then it's already, back to work for me in a matter of a few hours. So, well, I'm glad you're drawn to my channel, honey. I know a lot of people are. I'm glad I created it. And I know it's a place for many people who come with good intentions. Yes, I know. And I do think about that too. Especially some of the times that I stream for probably a lot longer than I probably should. But it just depends on what's going on and what other things I have to take care of. So, but yeah, I've been debating and going back and forth whether to start the memberships now or not. And I came to the conclusion I'm going to wait till it hits 10,000 subscribers, then I'll start it. And then I'll back off of some of my streaming time. And then at least if I stream, more of it will be with the members than with people who just come on here randomly. I know, Bob. Isn't that crazy how that works? They want to have their hand out expecting something, but they would never do it themselves. It's always interesting to me exactly how people have that entitlement. They have this sense of entitlement. They're entitled to my energy. Hi, Sunnyland. How you doing, beautiful? Well, it's like I always tell them, would you go into a restaurant and order a meal and expect your meal to be for free? No. You already know going in there, you're going to have to pay for your food, so why am I any different? I'm not. But people like to put me into a different category, I guess. I'm good, Sunnyland. I'm just hanging, honey. Trying to decide what I want to do next. If I'm going to stay on, I might stay until 7. Maybe be here for another hour. And then I'll probably get off for a couple hours so I can try and get me some food. Because I will definitely try and make sure I eat before I come back on at 10 if I don't get any paid readings before then. Hello, Boozer. Oh, yeah, Catherine. I've heard about those people, too. And that's crazy to me. How simple some people do and act that way. Like, I used to hate complaining when I would go out to eat. I wouldn't want to bother the servers. And I think it just got to a point that, especially if I was going and having like a steak and maybe my steak was overcooked to where I couldn't eat my steak. And it's like, why am I going to spend money on this if I can't even enjoy it? So I think that's the only reason why I changed my mind. Or because of going out to eat so much, I realized how much money I was spending eating out. You were an owner of a private club and people always wanting free. Yeah, it's like, there's a difference between free or, if you're a regular customer or go there often and, hoping that, you know, something will go on sale or there will be a discount. So, but even some people get those things confused. Hello, Esteban. Wow. That's not the way it's supposed to be. You had happy hour and free popcorn. Well, it's one thing to have happy hour. Happy hour, at least people are still paying, you know, for their drinks, just at a discounted price. But to expect it to be free altogether, it's completely different. Absolutely agree, Bob. You're right, baby. Well, of course, Catherine. And so many people, they don't ever think about what it costs to run a business. You know, because they kind of like compare their their personal expenses running a household to what the bill is to running a business, and it's completely night and day. And so they don't take into consideration all the cost. Well, it's like I said, it's like some of the people who come on here, like they don't even take in consideration my time that I spend, you know, the energy I have to burn through. But like even for an example, whether it's to pay for my own electric bill in order to run this stream, the Wi-Fi I have to pay for to run this stream, um, the other parts to, you know, keeping everything safe for everyone, or even what it costs to buy my decks. Like they don't ever consider all those costs that go into running my stream, to running my channel. They want all these free readings, but I mean, they would probably crap their pants if they knew by looking at my decks right now. Oh man, I got about $5,000 worth of card decks, at least, if not more. And that's just a rough estimate. So, who had to pay that $5,000? Me. Where do you think that money comes from? Yeah, I just didn't, you know, crap it out of my, you know, behind, but that's what they like to think. I guess some people may think that, you know, decks get gifted to me or donated to me. No, I have to pay for these decks, and they're not cheap unless I get them on sale. And even then, it's still not cheap. But people don't even ever take that in consideration. There's, you know, having their hand out, or, like, you know, you have some that, you know, if I were to offer up and say that, you know, if I'm not interested in a certain deck, that if it doesn't speak to me, maybe I'll think of gifting it away. And I can't tell you, there will always be people who have their hand out first. And it's like, you know, and it rubs me the wrong way. And it's always the ones that I always think about who are just going to try and get whatever they can get out of you. Which is also why people go through with, like at the beginning, when I first started running my channel, like Judith knows. Judith's been with me from the very beginning. And she watched me drain my energy down, giving out free readings back then. And I couldn't do it anymore. It exhausted me to the point that even my spirit guides told me no. They told me it's time to stop it. You know, it's like people need to understand that though the messages from them are free, your energy's not free, you know. you spend time and energy and you get taxed. So, you know, my body gets taxed that way and then taking on other people's energy. I'm taking that risk. You know, tapping in someone else's energy, there can easily be an attachment to the other person. And what ends up happening, if I tap into their energy, I get that spiritual attack. That's the risk I take. But people don't ever think about all those things. Maybe some don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. That's why I try and talk about it as much as I can to make people aware of those things that maybe they're not thinking about. But yeah. Exactly, Catherine. It will put me at risk of opening me up to a bad entity. And that's not a risk I'm willing to do anymore for free. So there's always, you know, the cost of doing things. So that's why me and my spirit guides made a deal that I'll do a general collective, which includes everyone, for free, but past that, not to do anything much more out of that unless I get compensated for it. Your gift comes in dreams. What do you get, Catherine? Like messages? Do you get premonitions, like precognition? Or is it varies? That's a wonderful gift to have, honey. Mine would come to me in my dreams too, every now and then. Ooh, hold on, y'all. Be right back. good. Oh my goodness. Oh no, Catherine. I hate to hear that. Oh yeah, Bob, I have that same problem in my house, baby. Where I got those high voltage ceilings. And I know all the heat rises. It seems like it stays colder in my bedroom for that reason. Because I have those high voltage ceilings. Bye-bye. Hey. What's going on, Jiminy Crickets? Out. Stop spamming up my chat. A wood ceiling? What do you mean wood ceiling, Catherine? Hey, caveman. I'm good. How you doing? That would be pretty, Catherine. I have like those vaulted ceilings in my house, but it's not. It's not like a wood frame where I've seen in some people's houses that are like in the mountains, where I've seen it have like an outline, like a pillar. But it would be pretty. The ones I've seen. I know like even my cat went through and climbed my fireplace yesterday. Um, I have those stones. It's not brick, but it's like brick that um outlines my fireplace. And so he decided he'd crawl up on my top of my fireplace mantle. And I think if I had one of those, outside of a chandelier, and the one that's in there, it's a ceiling fan. But if I had one that hung a little bit lower, he probably would have jumped on that too. Yeah, Catherine. These are like I said, it's not brick. It's something else, because I've even used it at my old house for outside in the garden to decorate my flower beds with. Caveman, yeah, I like Caribbean food. Hello, Swap New. Hello, Charlie's. Let's see. Oh, wait, before. Thank you, Bob. So I want to put some of those stones out my out in this yard, but it would be expensive to do it. And if I don't plan on being here much longer, it wouldn't be worth it. Because the last one, when I did it at my old house, I think between the 4 areas I had the stones, I spent about 10 grand building out the yard. Hello. Hello, Tommy from Italy. Debs, I love your sense of humor, honey. I can hide out there. Okay, Catherine. I'd enjoy that. How often you go to your condo, sweetheart? Is that like a vacation place, or is that where you actually live, sweetheart? Sorry, not sorry. Debs, you taking after me, honey. I can't tell you how many times I've said that. Sorry, but I'm not sorry. Hello, Serena. You're so funny. He made me laugh, Debs. I mean, you know. Ooh, that was a pretty orb. I'm surprised Alejandro got quiet. That watermelon must have put him to sleep. Hey, Jiminy. All this childish nonsense with people. Hello, Zane. No. Well, I only mentioned the watermelon because Alejandro had said something about it. He said he was eating some, so he must have went into a coma. Oh, because I got long dark hair, caveman. I don't know how I feel about being compared to looking like other people. Mm. Well, that's nice of you. Well, ladies need a variety. Mm. Right, Debs? It's been years since I've been shopping for a swimsuit. I don't even know where my other swimsuit went to. In fact, it's probably in a box somewhere. Since I haven't been to the beach in forever and a day, I haven't had a need for a bathing suit. Mm. You've got too many, Catherine. Yeah, honey, I might have one. I might have one swimsuit, and that's it. That's if I could find the bottoms to the top or vice versa. Because I haven't been anywhere. So, I had a pretty one, too, that I liked. $50, $75 for a bikini or for a swimsuit? That doesn't surprise me. And that's just, yeah, that's expensive, but like with everything else, the cost of everything goes up. You've got floaties, Bob. Well, at least, you know, hey, Bob, as long as you're not wearing the, Speedos, baby. You can't swim, caveman? You never learned how to swim? Mm, well, that's nice, Jiminy Crickets. Budgie smugglers. Yeah, that's about what you call them. They definitely are. I love the sound of that, Catherine. Hi, Maura. How you doing, honey? I think I would probably get lost in a store trying to find a swimsuit. I'd have to find one of those. I'd be getting probably a one piece. been that long. How's your day going, Maura? Well, I hope you enjoy the log cabin, Jiminy. Oh, I must have missed it. I didn't see it. I'm glad. Mm. Well, that'll be fun, Jiminy. The last bikini you wore was at 19. Well, it hasn't been that long, but I mean, it's probably been about 18 years ago, the last time I wore one. I'm good, Maura. Thank you for asking, sweetheart. And you just taking it easy? Well, happy birthday, Holly. And don't spam up my chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. $65? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, because the bear is my bodyguard. Hello, Laura. I forgot I live near a college. You ate and took vitamins. Yay, small things amuse small minds. Hey, Debs. I know, right? It's funny how some of those things can amuse us. I'm sure they got some pretty colors, Jiminy. Um, I'm sorry you're having shoulder pain, Laura. Well, we're all sending you healing, love, and light. I can relate to that. So, especially when I had rotator cuff repair surgery. Thank you. Oh. Well, Maura, hopefully they'll come back, sweetheart. You got a man for me, Catherine? Is that right? He's half Italian. Mm. Yeah, Maura, it's been good. It's been quiet, but it's been good. It was quiet to where I ended the stream pretty early last night. So I decided to come on early today and just see how things are. So I was gonna decide whether I was gonna stay on throughout until 10 o'clock or if I'm gonna leave and take a break in between and then come back at 10 tonight just to get a feel of everything. Because here in the US, it's Memorial Weekend. Yes, if you would like a personal reading, the information is there. And my mod Bob just posted the link. You fell asleep, Debs? Hey, I, I'm glad I could make you sleep easy, honey. Hmm. Yes, thank you. I'll probably go here. Georgia high schools graduated this weekend. Oh, goodness gracious. Is that what it is? Oh, yeah. My brother did say the third week of school. Third week of May would be the last week. Darn it. You think I should go back to bed for a little bit, Bob? Yeah, I might. Knowing it's been quiet. And conserve some of my energy for later. See how the night goes. But at least, you know, people can't say I didn't come on during the day. A 3-hour cat nap. Yeah, that's if I fall asleep right away. Which I probably wouldn't, but you never know. You don't know till you try. So, but yeah, I've been here a few hours. And it's been quiet. No, it's okay, Sonny Lynn. I appreciate you being here, sweetheart. Yeah, I already had the stream scheduled last night. I had made up my mind yesterday that I was going to come on today during the day, so. But it's still been quiet. And I knew it would be this way. It was going to be a hit or miss because of it being Memorial Weekend. Because some people are traveling with their family. So I guess I can go take another nap and be back here at 10. And we'll see how the night goes then. Does that sound like a plan, beautiful people? Because I already have the stream set for 10. Oh, I love you too, Bonnie. I will, Catherine. So, I'll see all y'all beautiful people back here at 10 o'clock. So, have a beautiful rest of your day, afternoon, until I come back in a few hours tonight. Bye, beautiful people. Sounds good, beautiful people. See ya at 10.